Hey guys, the third double round week of Euroleague is around the corner. Let's see the agenda for today. We have the ups and downs of round 6, our team results, the coach of round 7, and the new team formation. Let's start with the credit bank.
And with starting with the guard position, on the left-hand side, we can see the players that received the most uplift in their credit during the last round, and on the right-hand side, the players with the highest decrease in the value. Now, on the right-hand side, on the decreases of the value, we can see some very big names, some superstars like Maledon or Panther. But for all of these players, we would need perhaps a bit time in order to say, yes, it's a great opportunity now to get them. So perhaps we will wait to see what this double round brings for them. On the left-hand side then, we have, of course, Hifi on the second line, and he's been sensational, leading Paris this year, and we think he's going to continue leading. Now, he's more of a player that you can keep for the long run, because he may have some ups and downs, but in the long run, for sure, he's going to be giving. And we know this year he had already multiple games of around 30 fantasy points as last round. And then we have Walker, that we think he could possibly continue that uplift now. And of course, some very good option from Herrera for a filler for your team. He's continuing getting the minutes and progressing quite well also for Paris. Then finally, in this list, we can't let out De Colo. So he's been amazing in this, I don't know, last dance here, we'll see, but he's been instrumental for us well. He has producing points, assists, and leading the team. The only thing that we may need to be careful about is load management. Is a double round week, and we've seen in the past with the caller that sometimes he may get some rest that is well needed to be able to perform at this very high level at this age. So just keep that in mind. But all in all, the caller, very great value position, even though at 13.8. Then moving on to forward, and then on the right hand side, again, players that they lost most of value. Again, we have a lot of big names here, because you can see Mirotic, Okeke, Hernan Gomez all had off games. We think that there is a good matchup for Horde. He's very expensive, but now with a discount of 0.7, so if you feel good about him, perhaps it's a good timing. And on the left hand side, we have, of course, Nora. Big year for Nora, but keep in mind there is some uncertainty around his readiness for the game ahead, as he's having some issues with injury. So keep an eye on that. If he makes it to the starting lineup, then of course he is a must. But for now, we need to know how the injury status is for him, the health status. Here we have also on this list Lou Cabarro. He's been very consistent this year, with 10.3, still a great price. And also we have Lyles. Lately in some games he has been very productive. He seems like with Okeke they share the responsibility sometime. We've seen fantasy wise at least one of them is having a great game. So we tend to see them as couples, let's say, in terms of performance. Another good choice to keep an eye. And then on the very cheap side of things, Para with just 7 credits started to play quite well in terms of fantasy at least. So is a great solution to close the last positions of your team. And then moving on to center, and on the center position, again on left hand side now, the players that increase the values most, we have a couple of players below the 10 credit that can be instrumental on giving you the chance to build a all-around team by bringing them in. And that's no other than Pradilla from Valencia, but mainly Moteyunas from Cervena Zvezda. When he came into the team after the first round, we said, let's wait, let's see how he actually do in the first couple or more games, and he has proven that he's consistent till now. I mean, knock on wood, but yeah, that's wood. I think he's continue to do that. Just 7.9 and unlocks a lot of opportunities or options on your team. And then the 6th player on this list, Kabengele, has been very consistent this year. He's very expensive, but still is a very good option. Then Dontan Hall on the top of the list lately has been getting more minutes and been very productive from Olympiacos. We just need to keep an eye if this double round week he continues that way, is something we will start considering as well. Now, on the right hand side, we see a couple of big stars, Tavares, Booker, or Hernan Gomez, all having bad games. Tavares has been a tough year fantasy-wise till now for him. We're gonna wait more. We think potentially it's gonna be more discounted. It's not convincing fantasy-wise as a choice yet. On the other hand side, we wouldn't choose Hernan Gomez either. It's very easy choice in terms of having maybe a great game. So yes, it could explode at some game, but doesn't have the consistency we want. So we're going to think about other options. And finally, Booker starts becoming a little bit cheap. Let's see how this double round week goes. Perhaps could be an option for us. And finally, of course, Oturu. He had an off game. We need to see how this double round week goes for him. Perhaps he's going to get on the cheap side of things and it could become a great offer. But all in all, let's see how we did last round.
And as you see, it was a good round for us. We gained 2.3 credits with 184.90 fantasy points. As Bill mentioned, Nuora is very steady, and with 57.2 fantasy points as a captain, he was spectacular. So as you see now with Rezhankov, 24.2, this is Erlovavu with 23. This is a good 3 players to have at the forward position. And also Dorsey, 15.4. He was just under 10 credits when we brought him to the team at the guard position, and he's having a very good season so far. Thompson, 16.5 fantasy points. He's very steady as well for Valencia. So he seems that he found the year in Baskonia that he had some years ago. So the performance is on the high level. Also right at the center for 15.4 fantasy points. Oturu You see only 4.4 fantasy points from the bench. He didn't contribute that much. So some changes need to happen, but we will see that later on. A big boost to the team. Herrera 8.8 fantasy points from the bench, and as Bill mentioned, with 4.9 credits, is a must-have for the team. And then lastly, Coach Obradovic 20 fantasy points. Again, one of the coaches that you have to look for to be in your team. Once he joined Crvena Zvezda, the team changed completely, so it's on the rise. So you need to keep an eye for Coach Obradovic. Bill, do you want to add anything?
No, I think it was an okay round. We could have done a little bit more, as you mentioned, because of Oturu or Wright and Thompson have just okay games. But all in all, I think it was fine. The big difference, I think, is the head coach. So getting the 20 points instead of getting 10 or -5 makes a big difference. So happy with the 2.3 credits gained. And let's go then straight to the next round. And we start with our recommendation, or let's say more recommendation, maybe the choice. All matches are quite tough, but our recommendation then, or choice, again, is Sasha Obradovic, 7.2 credits, playing at home with us well. And they are looking to continue their winning ways. Again, as I mentioned before, we need to see also how Nora's status is before the game. But all in all, with the home court advantage and all of the supporters being quite loud, we think they have the upper hand there.
And now you see the new formation of the team. As Bill hinted earlier, Mote Yunus joined our team instead of Oturu. That was the key to unlock all the other changes, basically because of the credits that we saved by this move. So we're bringing in Mote Yunus alongside Wright at the center position. As you see, most of our players play on turn 1. And we have Hifi as a captain, but we have Vezhankov and Dorse for turn 2. If needed, Vezhankov will be our captain for turn 2. We kept the same coach. Again, Crvena Zvezda is on the rise with that amazing atmosphere in their home court. The crowd will give the boost to win versus Asvel. We brought in Hifi, our captain for turn 1, instead of Thompson. Hifi was spectacular versus Partizan in Belgrade, and also in the domestic game for the league. He was amazing. He had, if I remember, 21 points in 13 minutes or 18 minutes, something like this. He is just a scoring machine that doesn't stop. So we wanted to bring a lead guard to the team. And then we brought in Petrushev instead of Nuora, just because there is concern that Nuora might not play. If Nuora plays, we might change and bring back Nuora instead of Petrushev. And instead of Smits, that's a new addition as well, we will bring Para from Barcelona with just 7 credits. So Smith replaces Kalaitzakis. So Smith is just the only forward center because FS has so many injuries, unfortunately, with Papagiannis out and Kai Jones as well didn't play. So Smith was all alone versus Fenerbahce in the last round. But we believe versus Paris, he can contribute and give some scoring from the 5 or 4 position. We also keep Herrera, as you see, because he was very good versus Partizan. We keep him just 4.9 credits, and he contributes even with 5 or 10 fantasy points. Um, but that's our team. Bill, do you have any comment?
No, I think you covered everything, and if you guys made it till the this point of the video, consider subscribing to our channel, and also you will find more updates on our X. But furthermore, you can see our recommendations for the round on Real Coopers Hub website. Have a great round, and see you next time.
Yeah, guys, enjoy the games and enjoy another one that run with.